Is Greg Doucette yanking your chain in terms of main gaining? Is he bullshitting harder than last time?
This is the leanest I have ever been at my current body weight. I woke up this morning, weighed in about exactly like 180 pounds, maybe 180.3 or 0.5, whatever the case is, 180 pounds, right? I did an in-body, which is like measures your body fat, muscle, water, weight. Is it 100% accurate? No. But if you use it consistently over time, can you get an idea that you're losing fat and building muscle? Yeah, you can. You can also get an idea by just looking in the mirror. Regardless, I like to use this every couple months, just gonna see where I'm at. Most of the time, I'm just looking in the mirror. Do I still look good? Yeah, I look good. And I just keep moving along. However, by my last weigh in here, I don't know if you can see it, but it says, focus, there it is, 183.8 pounds, 0.7 pounds of muscle, but 10.2% body fat is how much body fat I'm actually carrying on my body. So this is the leanest I've been at this body weight. I'm gonna put up a picture of me when I was 17, 18 years old at 180 pounds compared to me now. And there is a huge difference in the amount of muscle I have, muscle maturity, how lean I am. So this whole idea of main gaining that everyone likes to shit on Greg Doucette for, it actually works, believe it or not. If you maintain your body weight, you can change your composition. Now, I have bulked and cut in the past. I have gotten extremely lean for a bodybuilding show. But when I'm not competing, this is the body fat percentage. This is the weight I like to sit at. 185 is a little bit too big for me. Anything sub 180, I'm getting really lean at that point. 180 seems to be the sweet spot. But if I continue to maintain this body weight and if I build more muscle and I get leaner, then I might have to increase my calories and hold a similar composition at 185. But regardless, I'm gonna show you what I'm eating. Do I track calories? Do I track macros? What am I doing exactly? And the answer is, I really don't track my calories or macros. I kind of just eat the way I've been eating. I have tracked calories, I have tracked macros for a very long time, so for me, I can basically eyeball things, and I'm gonna be pretty accurate. If I feel like I'm getting a little bit too heavy in body fat, I'll cut back the calories, do a little extra cardio. If I feel like I'm getting too lean, then I'll up the calories. I may or may not lower my cardio, it just depends. I like to do cardio, so I just kind of really up my calories. For breakfast, what I have here is 1 pound of 85-15 ground beef. I have transitioned in eating more quote-unquote animal-based. I only really eat ruminant meat, beef, bison, lamb, steak. However, I do also eat eggs and dairy, such as Greek yogurt, but those are my main protein sources. So I do have a small variety of protein sources. Sometimes I'll eat salmon and fish and chicken every once in a while. I'm not opposed to doing it, but I love beef. I love the way I feel. I have no issues with this whatsoever in terms of digestion. So this is what I do personally every day. Depending on the day, depending on how hungry I am, I'll also have maybe some fruit with this. For right now, I'm gonna eat this entire pound of ground beef. And if I'm still hungry, then maybe I'll have some fruit. And if I do have fruit, I'll make sure to document that. Plain ground beef can be a little bit boring. 85-15 holds a little bit more fat, so it's a little bit more flavorful. And then what I use to kind of season it up, I use pink Himalayan sea salt, red pepper, chili flakes, oregano, and basil. And it is actually a huge game changer in this beef. Tastes 10 times better. Now, in the morning, I also have a coffee. I've been awake now actually for about an hour and a half or so. Before I actually go and eat breakfast, I like to do a bit of a morning routine and get outside, breath work, sunlight on the face, cold shower, and then I go ahead and start like eating and drinking my coffee. Now, when it comes to coffee, it's just straight black coffee, no cream or sugar. I'm sweet enough. I like my coffee like myself, strong, hot, and straight. And I'll have like 3 to 5 cups of coffee a day. Now, caffeine is great because one's gonna give you some energy, so I might be up and a little bit more antsy. So if I'm up and I'm moving and I'm bopping and I'm weaving, I'm gonna be burning more calories than if I just didn't have the coffee. Coffee's also kind of like a natural diuretic, so in terms of like retaining water, I'm actually flushing a lot of that out with the caffeine. I mean, as soon as I drink this caffeine, I'm heading straight for the bathroom, doing number 1 and number 2. It just kind of flushes everything out. I could be good the whole day. As soon as I have that caffeine, see ya. Now, I cooked a full pound of 85-15 ground beef. After it shrinks down, it's a little bit less than a pound, but this is pretty much breakfast here. If I do have any fruit, I'll update you guys, but I don't really plan on it right now. I also myself do a shit ton of cardio throughout the entire week. I go and do boxing training twice a week for for 2 hours on those sessions. I also wore my Apple Watch on my last boxing session, and about 30 minutes into the training, which is basically the warm-up, I was already at 500 calories burned, but then I had to wrap up and put the gloves on, and I did another hour and a half more of training. I burned ridiculous amounts of calories. So for me, I could almost eat basically whatever I want throughout the entire week. There's no way I'm going to gain body fat. It's gonna be a struggle for me to actually put on fat. I lift 4 days a week. I have upper, lower. And on the 7th day now, I actually incorporated some type of conditioning training just so I can get in better shape for boxing, because I am just not in the proper fighting shape. However, this is breakfast, and I will see you guys as the day rolls on. Alrighty, it's been quite the morning. I've been bouncing around, training some clients, doing my thing, but it's gonna be time for me to actually go and work out before all of my evening clients. And what I'm having pre-workout as a snack, I want some carbs, I want some energy. I'm gonna have 3 bananas, just 3 bananas. I'm gonna eat these off camera because a dude eating bananas is not the most aesthetically pleasing sight to the eye. Most of my carbs these days comes from either fruit, honey, maple syrup, or raw dairy. I'll also include some rice as well, depending on how much energy I have for my training sessions, especially for something like boxing. If I'm really low on energy for a session of boxing, either before or after the workout, I'll either eat some, rice. Usually it's rice the night before, or an hour or 2 before I actually go train, just to give me enough energy, enough fuel. But I really love doing shots of honey before I go work out. Just get a quick source of carbohydrates in there, and that usually powers me pretty good, especially while I lift. Provides the gnarliest pumps. But I'm gonna eat those bananas, and then I will see you guys during the workout. Alrighty, it's upper body day. Took a couple shots of honey before this, so the pump should be flowing. Already did a couple feel sets, a little bit of warm-up sets. Now it's time to get into a working set here. Let's get it. Ooh, goodness gracious. Ooh. 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 When I do my working sets, it's just pretty much to failure. I don't even really count how many reps I do. I just go as many as I can, throw in some partials, and then drop it. So when people ask me, how many reps do you do on your working sets? I literally don't count. I try and shoot for at least 10. If I can't do 10, it's maybe a little bit too heavy. If I can do more than 20, then it's too light. So somewhere in that range. Okay. Oh my gosh. Alrighty, the exercise selection in this video might not be a whole lot because I'm in a bit of a rush, but I did 3 exercises for chest, 3 for back, 5 total working sets between all 3 of those exercises. And again, a working set is that set till failure and then beyond failure with some partial reps in there. Okay. Alrighty, I was in a bit of a rush during that workout. I didn't get to do as much volume as I would have liked to, but the workout was still pretty decent, so let's just see how we're looking. And that's the workout. Alrighty, it is post-workout. It's actually been several hours since I finished the workout. It's been actually about 3 hours since I finished my workout. And what I'm having right now is actually around 2 pounds of steak. I have a mix of top sirloin and ribeye in here. I'm gonna hit it with a little bit of pink salt. Now this is just pure steak. And this is gonna be my post-workout, probably like my last meal of the day. It's obviously high calorie because it's high in protein and high in fat. And I try and shoot between 2 to 3 pounds of beef a day. 3 is on the extreme end if I'm just eating a lot more, but between
two and a half. That's kind of my sweet spot. I was going to take the time as I eat this to talk about, main gaining. Does it work? Does it not actually work? Is Greg Doucette yanking your chain in terms of main gaining? Is he bullshitting harder than last time? But I'm actually going to take the time to eat this steak because I have one more client to train for the night, and I will talk a little bit more about main gaining in the outro.
Alrighty, it is the outro, and I want to take this time to actually address the whole main gaining situation. Should you main gain? Should you bulk and cut? I in the past have previously bulked and cut, and when you're bulking and you're trying to chase that number on the scale and you have to force feed yourself, you don't feel the best. When you're cutting because you bulk too hard and you gained a bunch of fat and you have to aggressively drop your calories and do a bunch of cardio, you don't feel the best. Main gaining, I personally feel the best on. I have energy, my workouts are fantastic. I like the way I look. I can maintain it year round. And to me, that's what it's all about. Only time I'm going to say someone should bulk or someone should cut is that if they really need to bulk. So like, for example, when I compete for a show and I'm like single digit body fat, I need to go on a bulk. I need to increase my calories, get to a healthy body fat percentage that is maintainable. And the only time you should really cut is if you have some fat you can actually lose. I think anywhere that is above 20% body fat for a male, maybe 30% for a female, yeah, you should probably go on a cut, get down to a healthier body fat percentage that is maintainable. For most men, if you're like 10 to 15% body fat, I say main gain. Maintain that body fat percentage while trying to add on muscle slowly over time. You'll love the way you look, you'll love the way you feel, and you don't have to go in the cycle of bulking and cutting. Does bulking and cutting work? Yeah. Do I recommend it? Me personally, no. I'm kind of on Greg's team when it comes to main gaining. Now, in terms of like what you should eat, it's calories in versus calories out. Honestly, this full day of eating was not the best. I really only ate 3 times. 2 of those meals had protein. The eating definitely could have been better, but my day was just so busy. I was working, I did the best I could, but still know at the end of the day, it's calories in, calories out. If you want to either bulk or cut or maintain, that's really what it comes down to. Other than that, I'm wrapping the video up here. Leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new, and I will see you guys in the next one.